Hey again, y'all. Sean from KappisCards back today with one of these bulk deals that I've been sitting on for a few weeks. Finally got all the baseball card packs updated. So let's go ahead here and look at one of these football boxes that I bought. And it's probably been almost a month now since I bought this box. It's just been sitting here untouched, waiting to be opened and to see what's in it. With one exception, and I'll note that exception when we see that card. I did stick one card in it, but other than that, right, you know, it's just a whole bunch of football cards. I do have a second box here that if we start looking through these and it does look like a nice mix of cards though, right? As I saw, I got this as part of that deal that I got a whole bunch of Heritage Baseball, a whole bunch of other, no, this was a different box. Got this from a different guy, one of my different other vendors that I get from. The other box that I'm sitting next to me here is the one where I got the, all the Heritage and Gypsy Queen and stuff like that I've mixed now into all the baseball packs. But this box is nothing but Colts, right, as we see it here. So maybe we'll look at that a little bit later. Maybe I'll hold that for another video. Let's just see what we find when we get into here. Because now that the baseball's updated, I need to do a football update. So probably want to get a little more variety, although there's some nice variety here, but a little more variety in the football before I do a full update, especially having 8 teams sold out right now. So we'll find out. But, you know, your favorite team's still down here. Hey, sale starts today right over my shop. You know, secret sale here for the start of June. So 10% off everything going forward. Plus 2,000 subscriber video or, giveaway coming up still. Go to that video. I will link it at some point up here in the corner. So, you know, definitely check that out. Comment on that video and get entered. And when we get to 2,000 subscribers, we will give away a whole bunch of cards. So let's see what we got here first. This is 23 Absolute, 22 Absolute. So a bunch of rookies here too, it looks like at least. So that was Ross, Tolbert for the Cowboys, Benito, Melton, Ritter. So this guy that I buy these from, he's a vendor, right? He does auctions and things like that. So these are the cards, I guess, that he doesn't want to auction off from the various collections that he buys. So, although when I was there about a month ago, right, he must have had every box of, this must have been why when I go to Muncie, there's not much on the shelf. He must do some cleaning, if you know what I mean. But that's fine. That's whatever he's doing. I'm not above people. I mean, it sucks, right? Don't get me wrong, but I'm not above people making a buck if they can make a buck. Right? You know, I'm not that kind of screeching academic. James Cook here, little touched right here in the, I don't know if you can see that. Kind of down there in the bottom, it's kind of notched. So let's just do that right there. Watson, Haskins. Let me adjust the light here just a little bit. And this one. See if that helps with some of these darker colored cards here. All right, so Buddy, Malik Willis again, Jackson. Those probably going to be duplicates. Usually are when I get from him. Good place to get stuff. He actually reached out to me the other day trying to get me to buy more from him, but was not looking. Sauce Gardner rookie, the parallel there. Not a bad card. Logan Hall. But yeah, I just wasn't looking for more baseball. Brees Hall rookie. It's going to wind up with him. Heard his name a little bit on the trade front. What we got here? Some Select. Eskridge. Ferguson. Jake Ferguson rookie. I will take that for the old PC. Lloyd. This is in the draft picks. Here we go back a little bit here in this Chrome. It is 09 Chrome. Maluga. Stephen McKee. Freeman. Britt. Turner. It seems to be mostly, if not all, rookies. Now, to be fair, that is how the box was labeled. But I did not think it would actually be all that. Because usually, again, when I'm getting stuff, it's a Nico Collins rookie. But usually, again, when I get stuff from this person, it's just labeled whatever's labeled, right? And, I do the same thing. This is an Elijah Mitchell, which was penny sleeve for some reason. So let's keep that alive over there. Stokes, Kyle Pitts rookie. What the hell's going to happen to Kyle Pitts? If he doesn't hit this year, right? This is St. Brown rookie. So at least we're getting some nice player rookies in here. It's not just a whole bunch of the third round, 8th round or 7th round, third string linebacker kind of dudes, right? Tremble. I like to have these kind of stuff to mix in, right? Nice modern stuff to mix in with these things in my packs. Marshall. We're back around to this Absolute here. The, concussion helmet there with that guy. Burks. Ruckert, McCreary, Jameson Williams. Sky Moore. Be an interesting year for the Lions this year coming up. Obviously, they've set the bar very high by their standards, right? Deservedly so. They've played well. But, you know, obviously the Super Bowl champs are there, right, in your league, in your conference. And the team that beat you, right, in the playoffs. They ain't going anywhere. How about a kicker rookie? Better have that penny sleeved. Evan McPherson rookie out of Mosaic. There's Aiden Hutchinson, speaking of. How about a different Ferguson for my PC there? I don't think I have any Fergusons in a Wisconsin uniform until right now. Rogers' playoff from 21. Barrymore, Fryermuth rookie. Adobo. Book Mills. I can't undo all these penny sleeves now. Marset, Slayton, Winfield. And we got some score from 22, 23, 22. Thornton, Rivers, Neal, Jameson Williams again. So I'm just going to go through this quick because we've opened enough of this score. Aiden Hudson's rookie, though. And see if we find any other stars. Robinson could be, but you never know in running backs anymore. Campbell, Asante Samuel, what year is 21? Prism. Franks, yeah, so I'll sit here over the next few days and sort these out and probably got to get a little bit more of the football from somewhere, just some variety. I've been surfing around a little bit on, Facebook Marketplace. Somebody has one pack of 1993 Series 1, the Jeter, thing. One pack, one wax pack, $1,000 in my area. Does that give you any idea of what Facebook Marketplace is like? I know it's nuts everywhere, but, it's like somebody that had the 92 Donruss, like 6 wax boxes of those for $5,000 recently. Elijah Moore here is stuck to McMath. Bateman, Cisco. Pardon me. Had that going around here in the house the last couple days. Nico Collins, that's how we got to spend our Memorial Day. I mean, I did grill and stuff, but unfortunately, the plague has entered the house again. Tony, another Moore, Bateman kickoff. Different playoff. This is 19 playoff. Yeah. Gary Jennings, Darwin Thompson, Simmons, and some Donruss from 20. Vivian Chase in there. So this is a nice mix. Just need a little bit more. Trask. Paper card there. Chrome here. Some more. Murderer there. Henry Ruggs. More. Just Bateman. Sermon. Carter. Yeah, so it's just about the start of June. So I guess we're this is about the 2-month point. It's a nice Jamar Chase rookie, though. Out of Illusions. Little thick card there. Jamar Chase, let's set that over here. That's probably the best one we found, right? McFarlane here. Tryon. Fehoko. Watson. We barely made a dent, though, in this. So 4,000 count box or a 3,200, whatever this is. Nico Collins again. Lots of Nico rookies is nice. Definitely made himself a good name over there in Houston. Who's that? Chauncey Golston. Owe. Can't read this green in this light. Elijah Moore. Savage. Carter. Is that Holden? Josh Kelly. Gibson. What could have been for Gibson. He had that one good year. Vaughn. Coulter. Pirine. Matos. And Kyle Trask. Trask is just lost in the background there, right? Baker is just kind of taking over. That was a Patrick Queen select. What do we got here? Some more select. Rager. More of this absolute. This is 21 absolutes. Holland, Evans. See if we can find any. Sante Samuel Jr. Can't remember the big names would be in this, but they're probably not going to be in here anyway. Let's see. It's Fryermuth again. And Kyle Pitts again. Micah. Going for my PC. I don't know if I have that. Micah Parsons rookie. Very nice. This really is a box of nothing but rookie cards. St. Brown. It's like that last box I opened that had all the numbered cards in it. That I opened on the live stream there. I was not expecting a bunch of numbered cards. Kind of a nice find. Evans, Gibson. What if he gave me the wrong box? Sneed? Probably not, right? These aren't. They're not high end, right? Higgins is a nice select rookie here. Jalen Reagor. But, it's still nice to have. Always try to get some kind of rookie in each pack. It's not always, I can't guarantee it, right? You never know what I have, but I never know what I have. It's Micah again, another Micah rookie, same card. Let's put that over here. But yeah, I mean, it's always just a nice mix of cards what I'm going for. And since I've got my share of the usual suspects of the junk wax era football cards down there, which means 90 and 91 pro set, 90 Fleer, 90 and 91 or 90 score, right? 91 score. Since I got enough of them down there, got to balance it out a little bit. Obviously, with some of this and with some more stars and stuff like that, which I'll go through and find. Though, especially in this Colts box, that's not going to be a problem. Just from lifting this top, right? Looking at over here is Reggie Wayne, Peyton Manning, Dwight Freeney, all kinds of stars from them sitting on the top there for that. So I might have to start with the Colts. Just going to have a lot of Colts packs this time. A lot of Colts packs. Trayvon Diggs rookie, again for my PC. Driscoll, what year is this Prism? 16 Prism. Don't get a lot of 16 Prism, even refractors to boot. Ayers, Burbridge, and Treadwell. Treadwell was supposed to be. I remember having Treadwell in a Dynasty Fantasy League. That didn't pan out very well. Him and Laviska Shenault, too, was another one I picked. Dynasty play. And yeah, that's probably why I don't play the Dynasty League anymore. That in time. But I'm mixing all these up down here. I was trying to keep them all straight from, like Prism and not Prism, but I'm not doing too well. Or Chrome, right? Finish and not Chrome as I launch a bunch of cards or I'm grabbing these. We've looked at a lot of these already. Let's find something else here. We're already 13 minutes in here, aren't we? Let's go to another row. Oh, God, it's more. A lot of this absolute. Lots and lots and lots of it. There's lots of them. Lots and lots of them. Let's see what we got here. How about some Mosaic? Trey Sermon. Whatever happened to Trey Sermon? Palmer. Nick Bolton. Stevenson. Stevenson again. Kellen Mond. Sean Wright. Jabril Cox. And a lot of names that we've kind of seen already in other products. Owe, Tony. Bateman, ETN. Heard his name being on the trade block. I mean, I'm not going to argue if he wants to find his way into AT&T Stadium next year somehow. Sermon, Bolton, Rousseau. Let's face it, the Cowboys need all the help they can get, right? I mean, George Pickens is nice, but I don't know. Keeping up with what they've got to keep up with. They don't keep up with anything. Not with the man in charge, right? He's got his headlines. That's what he cares about. Diggs' optic rookie again that I put down already for myself. Some different playbook again. This is 20 playbook. Benjamin, Josh Allen there. Not a rookie. So finally some cards on our rookies. One. That is Taylor. Henderson. Davis. Gladney. Simmons. Davis again. Wilson. Hamler. Benjamin. Oops, sorry, I'm not getting these on there too well. Gay, Swain. And then some more Prism here, some more of this Optic. And more Prism. Well, I like to do these on camera too, is this gives you a nice idea of the mix of cards you'll find, right? At least some idea. I mean, you will get, especially in football, you're going to get a couple of chrome-ish kind of cards, right, in each pack usually, right? Especially if you get the more modern-ish teams, the Texans, the Titans, people like that, where you get more modern cards. So, it's something to think about if you're thinking about heading over there. Chase Young was supposed to be... How many Redskins or, whatever, Command Skins draft picks have there been like that? Supposed to be, but then aren't. T. Higgins, though. Solid number 2. Behind Chase. And will be for a while, apparently. More of this Optic from 20. Mooney. Yeah, I always like to sort these out. I always like to sort these out because when you start stacking these cards, putting paper cards back on top of the plastic or the chrome or whatever from these kinds of cards, right, it gets to be a pain in the ass. They start sliding all over the place and everything, and it just makes the process take that much longer. So I try to sort them as I'm pulling them out, by these are paper and these are not paper. So this is score. This should have, the 18 would have big rookies in it if we really got lucky, but I bet they got pulled. Tate, Scarborough, Edmonds. Nope. Arnett, Brooks. Not surprising. Like I said, the guy knows what he's doing. It's selling me these. Let's put this here. Anae Gallimore, Lynn Bowden, Troutman. And let's see what else we got going here. So hope everybody had a good holiday there. There's another Trayvon Diggs for me. Almost entirely rookie card box. I think that's a good title for this. I mean, there's been a couple stray cards, but other than that, mostly all rookies. Let's see what we got here. Oh, some more of this score. Can we get lucky? Can we find a Barkley or anybody like that in here? I think this is Barkley's rookie year. Dalton Schultz. White. Again, the pain in the butt of these, right? If I don't know what teams they're on, I do have to set these aside. I will look them up and see who drafted them or if they played for somebody for an extended period of time. That's where they'll wind up in those things. Mark Andrews rookie, right, for the Ravens. That'll wind up in there. But, ooh, we get some Leaf and Sage now. Look out. Nico Collins, few of them. DeAndre Swift. So we're back to these again. Not for long. What year is this? This is 17 score. I don't know who we're looking for in 17. I used to have things like draft classes and stuff like that memorized, but man, my brain is just fried anymore. David Montgomery. Your brain's fried when you sit there and you start seeing the things like the pills for, intelligence helping and, keep your brain functioning and stuff. You're like, hey, you may be, right? Then you realize, what are you doing? Well, some of you might be into that, and if you are, that's cool. But I don't know. I'm not that kind of guy. Here we go. Some more score here from 21. And this is 19, 8, 20. 20 score. J.K. Dobbins. Okuda. Got a lot of college uniforms to look up in these, Sean. I am going to be working on this box for a couple of days. It's definitely probably going to behoove me to just do the Colts box first and get that boxed up in another way, right? And then come back through all of these. Holy cow, there's a lot of college uniform stuff. But you get that with football, right? You're going to get the college uniform things. I had somebody complain once that I sent them cards, right? And there was like 3 or 4, college uniform cards over a couple packs and demanded that I send him more cards. Then they complained to Etsy, right? First that I sent this, I was like, no, they're players that were drafted, and you have college football. Football cards have this. They have that problem, or, not problem, but it's just how they do it. Or they'll just show them in their college uniforms. And then the guy changed his story claiming I printed some other cards, right? And then Etsy wanted me to prove that I didn't print the cards. Like, what do you think how am I going to print cards on cardboard and go, who do you think I am, right? I'm a college professor. I'm a guy in my man cave. I don't have sophisticated equipment. And they're like, well, you need to show us actual proof that you're not printing these cards. And I just sent the guys $30 back and was like, seriously, F you, right? This is, way to get what you wanted. Another Trayvon Diggs for my PC. That was just such a jerk move. And then, of course, dealing with, people on Etsy, right? They don't know anything about cards. So all they know is that they think the Indians' name and Redskins' name is, hate speech and stuff like that. So they don't know what they're doing. But comes with the territory. That's where I landed, right? I did it on purpose. I do it on purpose because I'm targeting, an audience that is, looking for kids and stuff like that. Another Higgins rookie. Jerry Jeudy for the Broncos. Kids or people that just like their favorite teams and stuff like that. Not for like the, oh my God, sophisticated collector, right? That type of stuff, which, hey, is cool too. If that's what you are. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. But, I'm selling the stuff that if you go on various boards and stuff like that, the people are laughing about. And I'm doing so cheaply. That's sort of the goal here, right? Is I'm still making a little bit, right? On each transaction, but this isn't making me rich in any way, shape, or form. Even as I sit here and approach 6,000 individual sales on Etsy over the last 4.5 years of these kinds of things. I'm not... even sitting here doing this isn't exactly at my level, right, of YouTube. I'm not, some of the big YouTubers, right, that, can actually live off this kind of stuff, I guess, to some degree. I sure as heck can't. But more power to you if you can. Like I said, make a buck. A lot more of this Prism here. Ben DiNucci. And Zach Moss. Another more Zach Moss. And Johnson & Johnson. All right, let's try this other thing. This is rated rookies. You can't see it. This is rated rookies right here. So let's see if these are really rated rookies out of Donruss. Nope. It's more of this absolute. I'm not going to go through any more of that. We've looked enough of that. How about these? Are these rated rookies? These are the rated rookies. How about it's a clear Henry Ruggs. The pink, I'm not going to pronounce that. How about Patterson in the pink? Holden in a nice flashy little design there. Boogie Basham, that same thing with the hair there. Owe. No Cappy here today with us, by the way, if you've noticed. He is sleeping, unfortunately, already. And if you wake Cappy up, he's going to be all over the room. And he's going to go nuts. He's been, I think he's still kind of in mode. Mia's still hanging out. She's still here, right? But she's definitely struggling a little more each day, unfortunately. So, we might have to make a decision here in the next couple of days. How about a Justin Fields rookie has fallen all the way to one of these boxes? Nico Collins, another one behind him. Smith Morset, Tony Rogers, Gainwell, Freiermuth. Yeah. Mia's, unfortunately, her legs are getting swollen now. And the doctors are completely clueless. Right? Unless I go spend thousands of dollars on an MRI. And I'm like, come on, man. She's 17. Give me something more than that. And, well, so. We'll make the decision here soon if it continues that way, unfortunately. We don't want to, or we would have already. But she's a great cat. That's part of the reason why. She's fighting. She's hanging in there. Still meowing, still eating. But she doesn't seem to even want to come up here anymore. My man cave here is upstairs. You've seen her in before. She's been on video before. yelling and screaming in the background. But I'll let you know. I'll keep you all informed as things are going on that. I think I can, like I was saying, though, about Cappy, I think he can sense that things are downhill. He's been hanging out with her a little bit more than he had been. He's been cleaning her more, right? Stuff like that. How about some optics? Still have only found that one, just a couple of tins of optic around here, the new one. So, hopefully, get out maybe a little bit this weekend. Try to play golf somewhere a little bit different. If they're playing some absolutely horrible golf today. And try to find my swing. But also try to find some other stores to get into to maybe find some more cards. Fahoko. Yeah, let's see. Let's grab a little bit more of this optic rated rookies here, and we'll try to wrap it up here around the 30-minute mark. So, again, if you are new to the channel and you're watching these sorts of things, I do these kinds of things, to help, go buy bulk like this and look through it and sort it out and make my packs for my Etsy shop. Here's the link, for the Etsy shop down here. It's always down in the, bottom as well, but the description. But then 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Hop on board now. Get over to that other video, the 2,000 subscriber video. Put some kind of comment on there. Just say hi, whatever it is. And you'll be in. And we finally hit 2,000, hopefully sooner rather than later. We're still a good ways away. We've picked up about a dozen or so people since I put that video out a couple days ago. But get that going and get to 2,000, give away some cards, and see how much higher we can set the bar. Let's see, more of this optic here. Komet. And more playoff. Andy Golden. McKinney, Xavier McKinney. Hightower, Gallimore. A lot of these we've seen already. Next up, Keyshawn Vaughn. Not quite. Coley, CJ Beathard, Fromm, Komet. How many of those have we got? Ayuk, rookie? Chenault, like I talked about him before, my fantasy dilemmas. And more of that absolute there. So let's do one more grab here, and then we're going to call it a video. I'm going to avoid the hit that's right here. This is all leaf and hit and stuff like that. Right here off the camera. So let's grab these. These are penny sleeve. Let's see what's in here. Brian Edwards, Cole Komet, Colby Parkinson, Claypool Chenault, Ayuk again. Legacy rookie of Ayuk. The Murderer, Coulter, Jordan Love, rookie. I didn't see that in any of that absolute before. Jordan Love. Huntley, Vaughn, Hamler. The Jordan Love wasn't penny sleeve, but we had a kicker penny sleeve before. Gandy Golden. More Gandy Golden. Stevens, Chenault again. Dylan, Akuda. More Akuda in the pink. Jalen Johnson, Delpit, Reed, Moore, Murray. So yeah, let's save this Colts box for another video here. Maybe I'll go ahead and after I sort all this stuff, I'll probably do these first since I got it all spread out here everywhere. And then I'll come back through and do that Colts box. Maybe we'll just look at some Star Colts cards then, right? Because it's, like I said, it's got a lot of different stuff in it, right? But a lot of it looks perhaps even somewhat redundant, right? It's just going to be all, let's just open this one. It's not all Anthony Richardson. I thought it might be just Anthony Richardson Mosaic. It looks like a Mosaic pack, right? Buckner, Franklin, Freeney, Moments in Time. So, Epic, Franklin again. A few doubles, but not too bad. Bang. Let's end on bang from Zaire Franklin. We'll hold on this box, though, until next time around. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out this long, if you made it this long, and be looking for these as I start doing the football updates. Like I said, it's going to be a little while till I get everything not only sorted out here for football, but I want to get a little bit more before I start making packs. So we'll see how that goes, and keep looking for more stuff on the retail side to do those other videos, of course, and hopefully find something new on that aspect because there hasn't been much. So we'll see what we can get. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time. So of course I turn the camera off and I put everything away. I start stacking everything over here on the table so I can go through and sort it and all. And I start finding some other interesting things here. A couple of Nick Foles rookies. How about a Geno Smith rookie, right? And then I start finding numbered cards in the box. So here's a Bo Wallace to $4.99. How about a Golson to $1.99? Coates. Does it say at a 99? Yeah. This is Abdullah to $2.99. Fajardo to $4.99. Perriman to $2.99. Always ended too early. $4.99 here on Conley. Kind of see it there in my shadow. Landon Collins in the pink here to, was it $3.99? Yeah, so you never know. And then I mentioned this too at the start. I busted this out of a, what do you call it, BCCG thing that I got in one of those mystery boxes. I'd broken a slab once before. It didn't go great. That one actually came out pretty easily. So I guess it says something about all this. But just want to throw those in there since I found them here at the very end. And talk to you next time.